So we do Women Move every year. I just want to kind of express how Women Talk start. Basically, you know, me and Dee, we're known for bringing successful emerging businesswomen to NYU every year to kind of promote the fact of what do you do after college. And I was sitting back one day and I was just talking to Dee and I was like, Dee, what do we need to do? What's the step before you go to college? Like, where does the base come from? And we figure out mother. And I think a lot of people's ethics came from their mother. And I wanted to kind of stem differently, and I came across an article about Wanda. And if anybody knows me, everybody knows that my best friend is Google. So I went crazy. I started Googling her. I downloaded a movie. Her son did this movie. She did a little sassy scene for 2 minutes like Kevin and like chicken noodle soup and all this type of stuff. And she's just real sassy. And I like to pride myself on knowing when somebody's about to blow up, and I think that she's about to blow up. This is like a new series. It's the first one. It's a baby of mine. I appreciate you being the first. I appreciate you being here. This is the first one. Wanda's story is amazing, and I want to give it to you. So let's introduce Dee Vasquez, who's my partner, co-founder of Women in Move, and we'll bring up.
Okay, can you hear me in the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
So first I would like to say to all the fabulous women and all the fabulous men, thank you for being here. Women on the Move has been going strong for the past 7 years, and as Amber said, this is a baby for Women on the Move. This is a subsidiary of Women on the Move, and we are just super excited to launch it with Mama Durant, aka the most fabulous Wanda Pratt. So please give it up for her. So I'm gonna get right into it.
Okay.
Aside from being recognized as Mama Durant, you have made a name for yourself as a motivational speaker. What led you to pursue a life in inspiring others?
Well, what led me into this was when my sons decided that my plan for the three of us wasn't their plan for themselves. I believed that I was going to go down the yellow brick road leading the way. We were going to pick up wives along the way. They were going to have children, and I was going to lead everybody into a blissful life. Well, they decided that they could do it on their own. And so, which I was happy that it happened, but I wasn't expecting it at the time.
Right.
And so I remember sitting in my den, and I began to pray. And my son takes really good care of me. And I began to say, there's more to this than all the things that my son can do for me. More than the celebrity of being his mother. But there's a purpose for my life. And that I'm on this platform for a reason.
How do you express respect and honor towards a woman?
Well, what I try to instill in my sons is before you can begin to honor women, you have to be able to honor and respect yourself. Now, that may sound a little cliche to some of the guys, but it's really true.
Yeah.
If you hold value to your body, then you'll hold value to who you give your body to.
Absolutely.
If you hold value to your heart, then you're guarding, you're more mindful of guarding your heart against foolishness. And so that's what I really try to instill in my sons, that it's important in how you look at yourself, and it will determine the type of women you bring to me to meet.
Oh, I love that. Speaking of your sons.
I was a little hard on them, I tell you.
Really?
I was, because it was important to me for them to be the men that I could look up to as their mother.
I'm gonna jump around with these questions because just so we can keep the conversation organic. So what are the characteristics that you had to instill in yourself in order to care for and raise the sons that you've raised today?
The characteristics I had to be constant. I had to be steady with them. I had to be the beacon of light that they saw. I had to be immovable. I had to, in my stance and my position in life, lying wasn't acceptable. Making an excuse wasn't acceptable. Not honoring our faith wasn't acceptable. And so I made that the value. They were the value to me. Their well-being was very, very important to me. And it was not just providing things for them. It was instilling what I believe that had come from my upbringing, the core values of what I think is important.
I remember when we were talking just now, you're like, these women are so inspiring, you look good, you smell good. And she was really just bigging up all the women that were here and just being movers and shakers. And that is so, to me that is so dope, because oftentimes when you have women that came before you, I know for myself, sometimes I want to straighten up and sometimes I want to, speak correctly and say, yes ma'am, and, on my P's and Q's just to make sure like that respect is there. And very oftentimes, no matter how hard you try to cross your legs or, speak correctly, you feel like, I'm not getting that respect from that person. Like that woman is looking at me like, not yet. And for you to come in and automatically just embrace us and say, wow, I see what you girls are doing here. This is nice. I think that is so big. So thank you for that. That is so big.
Wow, wow. When I speak to young women, I am just as inspired by them as they tell me that they are inspired by me, because when I look at you all, I started my family really young. And so I didn't have the opportunity to do the things that I see these beautiful young women doing. What you're doing, I didn't have the opportunity to do it. And if I did have that opportunity, I would want to have been encouraged to soar, to dream, to take a leap off of that cliff and allow whatever God allows to happen. I want you all to soar. I want you all to change the world. I want you all to impact older women and younger women. And I think it's really important that we remove all of the boundaries that separate us as women, because we can do so much more. And I believe that so wholeheartedly, and I just want to be a part of it. So when I see you all doing your thing, looking wonderful, looking fabulous the way that you do, you are, my heart is it's like pounding right now just thinking about the things that you all want to do, how, I'll see you all on TV having your own talk show. It inspires me to want to encourage you, because I don't know all of the things that you've gone through to get here, and all of the hours that you put in to make this happen. So how dare I try to tear that down?
Thank you. Thank you. Sincerely. It's amazing. And it's amazing how just that small thing, and I always say, for the past 7 years we've been doing Women on the Move, and we're always floored by the women that always show up and speak for us and give us all this knowledge, because they really want to embrace us. I'm like, wow, it's so dope. And I think a lot of times, most of the students here, and myself and Amber, we just get so overwhelmed that they want to give us these gems and they want us to do good,
Yes.
And it's super inspiring. Some people don't get it at home, some people don't get it at home. Some people don't get it from their loved one. So to know that a total stranger can come in and give you this love, just come in and just tackle you with this love, it's amazing. So I really do thank you. I think if anything else, that's just been amazing. So thank you.
I expect great things from you ladies, all of you. I am in a great expectation of what is to come for you. I really am, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
And we're going to hold up to those standards, right, ladies?
All of you.
I can talk to you for hours.
Let's
I really
talk.
can. Yeah. What I would like to do at this point, I would like to open it up to the audience. So as I kept looking over, I seen people. The head nodding was happening. So I know there are people that have been agreeing to a lot of stuff, and then I know that there's folks out there that have something to share. So if anyone has anything to share, please raise your hand and we can pass the mic over.
From a teen mother, I would like to ask for advice. I have a lot of dreams that sometimes I feel should be set apart because I want to be.
It's okay,
It's okay,
sweetheart.
honey.
It's all right.
I want to be everything to my son, and I want some type of balance. I want to know that I can do my purpose, and I can still raise somebody that I can be like, oh, you know, I did good. What are some encouraging lines?
It's okay. It's okay.
What are some encouraging words that I can say to myself to motivate myself?
Figure out who you are. Figure out what you want aside from being a mother. Because you can have both. I believe that. You can have both. And so once you do that, you'll begin to figure out the balance in how you perform being a mother and pursuing your own personal endeavors. So just learn who you are and don't be afraid of that.
Now, before we close off and do our promotional photos, I'm going to ask one more time, is there anyone that has any questions or,
I wanted to give you more of a thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your son. I have a 12-year-old son who's never played basketball until about 4 weeks ago. First 2 games, he didn't do that great. He spoke, well, he watched a show and your son spoke about you. Then he spoke with someone who knows you. And the next day, his coach, if they had a game, his coach sent me an email, said that was his best game ever. What did you do? I didn't do anything. He watched your son and he associated with someone who knew you, and whatever your aura is putting out with everyone around you, I thank you so very much. And for me, your motto, I'm at the last one. I must achieve. That's where I'm at. And we're gonna do that.
That's a blessing.
this has been Woman Talk. I'm Dee Vasquez, Amber Ravenel, Woman on the Move. It's wonderful. Thank you so much.